Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinam Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasachari Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So the importance of reading Bhagavad Gita in this modern age. Reading Bhagavad Gita is very, very important. The sages have explained that Prayanalpasuyasya bhya kalo asmin juge janaha manda sumanda matayo manda upadritaha. They have explained that in Kali Yuga, people are lazy and also misguided and unfortunate, and after all, always disturbed. And they also explain that people are misguided. And remember the quotes from King Luther. He said that nowadays we have guided missiles, but misguided men. Guided missiles, but misguided men. So this is why it is very, very important to get real guidance. So the Bhagavad Gita is a book. It's a manual for humanity. Just like somebody buys a TV set, so he needs manual how to operate this TV or the radio. Similarly, this human body, this Bhagavad Gita has been given for us. It's a guidance and spoken by Sri Krishna. Because Bhagavad Gita deals with many, many subject matters. It's a law book of mankind also. So, for example, Krishna speaks about the yoga system. The yoga. Krishna explained. Of course, in chapter 6, he speaks about Ashtanga Yoga. But then Krishna explained that of all the yogis, one who is united with me is the best yogi, is the greatest of all, one who engages in devotional service. So yoga harmonized everything. Yoga harmonized spiritual and material and dovetail it to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like the example is given, just like the tree, if we want to water the tree, so we need to pour water in the roots. And when the water is given to the root, definitely the water will slowly go to the branches, the flowers, and the fruits. So if we pour water to the roots of the tree, and then the tree will be nourished. So Lord Krishna is like the root of the tree. He's a root, he's an origin. So try to satisfy the origin, original personality of Godhead, then everyone will be satisfied. Or the other example is also given, just like we have this body, and the body, the food is put into the mouth, and then it goes just to the stomach to enjoy all the food. Food is provided to the stomach, and then there is nourishment all over the body. If the hand is thinking, the hands think that no, I'm working so hard, or the feet is thinking, I'm working so hard. Why should I provide? Why should I give it to the stomach? I better enjoy it myself. And the mouth was also thinking, why should I give it to the stomach? Let me enjoy it myself. But the eyes also think, why should I enjoy the food? Why should the stomach enjoy the food? I better enjoy it myself. So all the different limbs of the body, they stop providing food to the stomach. So what's going to happen in the future? All the limbs will start becoming weak and weaker and weaker. Will become pale and become weaker and weaker. Similarly, if uh, if the food is provided, is given to the stomach, and all the different limbs of the body will be nourished, will become happy, will become strong. So similarly, Krishna is the original person. Krishna is the source of everything. In chapter 10, Krishna explained, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate iti madhva bhajante emam buddha bhava samanvitaha. And everything comes from me. That's what Krishna says. Those who know this, intelligent people who know this, they worship the Lord with all their heart. This is explained in chapter 10. Because everything comes from Him. And He's the source of everything. In chapter 5, Krishna explained also. So this is the reason why to read Bhagavad Gita is very, very important, because this knowledge is called the King of Knowledge. Chapter 9 explained, King of Knowledge. So the most important knowledge Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita chapter 9. So Krishna in chapter 5, Krishna explained that Bhoktaram Yagatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Suridab Sarva Bhoktaram. So this is a peace formula. One who knows Bhoktaram Yagatapasam, that he is a supreme enjoyer. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He is a proprietor of all the planets. Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. And he's a well-wisher of everyone. And one who knows these 3 points will attain peace. This is a way one can achieve peace. Ashantasya kutasukam. If there is no peace, how can one achieve happiness? Ashant, Krishna explained, Ashantasya kutasukam. Without peace, there is no happiness. And everybody is searching for happiness. Everyone is looking for happiness. But there is no peace. Peace of mind is gone. It is observed that at this moment that there is an increase in the human ability to develop the outside world, the development of the outside world. But what is observed also, there is a decline in the human ability to develop the inner world, which is most important. And as a result, there is lots of social degradation. Crimes, the rate of crime has increased, drugs, anxieties, tension, stress. We call it the paradox. What is a paradox? It means like we have wider freeways nowadays. Wider freeways, but narrow viewpoint. People have more money, but less time. More medicine, but less wellness. And this is the age where people are having money, earning, true salary, but more diverse. They say fancy houses, but broken homes. Fancy houses, but broken home. So this is a paradox. We think because we try to develop the external, the outer world, but failing to develop the inner aspect of life, which is most important. Why it is most important? Because the inner is more important. The eyes, which we use to look externally, the eyes provide eyesight, but the heart provide insight. Eyes provide eyesight to see external, but heart provide insight. So, which is more important? If we looked, and there is a saying, if we look outside, we are dreaming. And if we look inside, we are awakened. So Krishna explained in Bhagavad Gita that we are not his body. This is in chapter 2. We are not his body. So this body is material. This body is temporary. This world is like a shadow. Trying, just like when you're walking, you try to feed your shadow some chapati. Doesn't make sense. You will become more and more frustrated because the chapati should be fed to the person, not the shadow. Sri Prabhupada gave one example also, another example, very good example. He said, when you go to the riverside and there is lots of mango tree around full of fruits, and then you also see the reflection of the tree in the water full of fruits, and then you try to put your hand in the water to pick some mangoes. It doesn't make sense because that is a reflection. It's not the reality, it's a reflection. So scriptures explain that it is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So we have to come to reality. So this is where the Bhagavad Gita open our eyes. Bhagavad Gita is like an eyes. Bhagavad Gita is like an eyes opener. Bhagavad Gita is like an eyes opener. It's also the doorway to the spiritual world. It's open our eyes because we are all born in ignorance. So the very, very first word of the Bhagavad Gita, the very, very first important word is dharma. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. Dharma means our prescribed duty. Dharma. What is another meaning of dharma also is the laws of God. By abiding to the laws of God, then one can become free, one can become happy. By not following the rules, many people think that, no, I don't want to follow any dharma, any religion, any rules. I just want to become happy. I want to be free. But that is not possible. One who wants to have freedom, he has to abide by rules. He has to be disciplined. That's true, because If you can see, if let's say somebody is here, he doesn't want to abide by any rules. He doesn't want to follow the laws of government. You know what he would do? He would go out and steal and then killing and raping, breaking into the house. He doesn't want to follow any rules. And then what will happen to his freedom? Definitely his freedom will be taken away. Right? It will be taken away. Because of not following any rules. But someone who is following the rules of the government, he will not be in prison, he will be free. But one who is not following the rules, he will be put in jail. And then his freedom will be taken away. But one who is following the rules of the government, he will be free. He will be free to move anywhere and everywhere. So this is the secret of how one can achieve real happiness, perfect peace, and true love. Perfect happiness and true love. Real happiness, true love, and perfect peace. That's how one can achieve it. Like Prahlad Maharaj explained also. Prahlad Maharaj explained that in this world there are many problems and they try to find so many solutions. And it is observed that the solutions of the problems, the solution itself, is more dangerous than the problem. That's what Prahlad Maharaj said. Yes, because people are misguided. I said, there's no guidance. Bhagavad Gita provides perfect guidance how to live. So Prahlad Maharaj said that the problems are more dangerous, the solution are more dangerous than the problem itself. And he also mentioned that as soon as we start enjoying this world, as soon as we start to look for happiness, or try to enjoy this material world, at this moment only, suffering starts. At this moment, at the time when people start enjoying, that's the time when the suffering also starts. Yehi sansparshita bhoga, dukkha yonaya, that's also from Bhagavad Gita, dukkha yonaya evate. And material enjoyment gives rise to suffering. Yehi sansparshita bhoga, bhoga is enjoyment. Yehi sansparshita bhoga, dukkha yonaya evate. Yona, yoni means giving birth. So enjoyment will give birth to suffering. So this is the nature. It's called a world of duality. World of duality. This is why people, they're suffering. They don't know why they're suffering. And this is explained by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So by reading Bhagavad Gita, we'll become enlightened. All doubts will also be removed. So then Krishna continues in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, chapter 6, chapter 7. He speaks about the knowledge of the Absolute, how he's also speaking about material nature, all the different elements also, all these different separated energies are there. How we can also see God in everything, in his manifestation. He's a creator, he's a maintainer, and he's also the destroyer. And chapter 8, Lord Krishna explained in chapter 8 how to remember him. Because Krishna told Arjuna to what is the perfection, success, how one can achieve success. that at the time of death one should be able to remember Krishna, because this body will come to an end. Krishna explained, one who is born will have to die, and one who dies will have to take birth again. Definitely everyone will have to die. Either you are devotee or non-devotee, both they will have to die. But depending on how to die, the art of dying. So Krishna gives some hints in chapter 8 that yam yam bhapis param bhavam tajatiyante kalevaram. Whatever we think at the time of death, that we will attain. If we think of Krishna at the time of death, and then we will achieve Krishna. We will go back to Godhead. This is explained in chapter 8. It's a gradual understanding of the Bhagavad Gita. So, and then because the Bhagavad Gita, the 6 middle chapters of Bhagavad Gita speaks about Bhakti Yoga mostly, endorsement of Bhakti Yoga, and especially chapter 9 is Raja Vidya Raja Goyam. Sutatam Kirtayan Tomam. Always think of him, always chant his glories. This is Raja Vidya, most confidential knowledge. One time Srila Prabhupada said, in America, in the university there are many departments of knowledge. You have science, chemistry, biology, commerce. But where is that department that is speaking about this most confidential knowledge? Where is the department that speaks about Atma? There is no department, which is most important, most confidential knowledge. And that knowledge is coming from Krishna himself. So by reading Bhagavad Gita daily, and one becomes enlightened. And Krishna also explained that he is the source of everything, and everything comes from him. Knowing this, the great soul, they engage in my devotional service. This is called intelligence. And what do? Machita matkata prana buddhas parasparam katayantacha tushanticha ramanticha. The devotees, they get together, they come together, and they chant the glories of the Lord together, and they enlighten each other about Krishna. That's how they get enlightenment. So real enlightenment, ramanticha tushanticha. Ramanti, tushanti means satisfaction. But in this world, no matter what we do, we don't get a complete satisfaction in the heart, because material world cannot give you complete satisfaction. Tushanticha, ramanticha. Only Krishna Katha, only when we speak about the Lord, the different branches, different intricacies of the Supreme pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because it is Raja Vidya. And that will actually give real satisfaction to the heart. The sense object can give you some external satisfaction, but it won't last. But then what will happen, it will also be cause of suffering. It is harsha shock. Harsha means cause of jubilation, and shock means of suffering. So real satisfaction only comes when we come together and discuss about philosophy of God. So Bhagavad Gita provides this satisfaction. Not only satisfaction, ramanticha tushanticha, pleasure to the hearts. We also learn from Bhagavad Gita. Bhakti, of course, Bhagavad Gita glorifies the process of bhakti as the highest. And Krishna also, what is the conclusion? Krishna also explained, bhaktya mam abhijanati. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Although Krishna spoke about the yoga system, Astanga yoga, Karma yoga, Astanga yoga, different types of yoga, Dhyana yoga, different types of yoga in Bhagavad Gita Krishna explained. But at the end, the conclusion is that you can understand me only through bhakti, devotional service, to serve the Lord for His pleasure. That's how one can actually understand God. No other way is explained in Bhagavad Gita. Bhakti, acharyas have explained, is like also it gives full satisfaction to the heart, because heart is connected. When you're serving the faculty of the heart, when the heart is connected, and all the limbs of the body is also connected. This is why bhakti is the highest. Just like after eating, after example is given after eating, there's three effects after eating food, some food. What is there after eating? There is the hungry is gone, diminished. There is also belly is full, and then there is satisfaction, right? Satisfaction. One becomes satisfied after eating. Similarly, by performing bhakti, one also becomes satisfied, and all the anarthas also will disappear, because it gives satisfaction to the heart. So this is wonderful. And Krishna also in chapter 9, he gives a way, because he told Arjuna in chapter 8 to always to think of him at the time of death. And then Krishna asked how to think of you. Krishna explained that Mam smaran yudyascha. Also he said Mam smaran yudyascha means that you fight. Arjuna, do your duty, because you are a Kshatriya. You have to do your duty. You have to fight. In that connection, people in this world sometimes they're confused because they don't know what is spirituality and what is material life, and how do we combine? How can one adjust? How can we balance our life? That part is very, very difficult. Balancing life. So Krishna speaks about balancing life, how to balance life. People think that they cannot become devotees, otherwise if they become devotee, they will have to leave everything aside. No, Krishna is not saying that. Krishna says, Mam smaran yudyascha. You think of me. At the same time you fight, Arjuna. Do your duty. So it's a combination of both. Do your duty. Whatever you're doing. You're a lawyer, advocate, policeman, doctors, teachers, whatever you're doing, you do it. But Krishna is saying, Mam smaran yudyascha. Most important is smaran, to remember God, always, all the time. And Krishna also gave example how we can also remember Him in this material world, by the different elements. Krishna says, I'm the taste of water. So when you drink water, you can remember Krishna. That taste is Krishna. I'm the light of the sun. That's also represent the Lord, the moonshine. So there are different elements that can remind us of the Lord 24 hours. And this is how one can actually transform, because transformation is important. This knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, this Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam, it is not just information. This is why it is Raja Vidya. It is not just information. So it is knowledge that actually bring transformation of heart. Transformation of the heart. This is why it is called Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. Change the heart, the mind and the consciousness. Because at the present moment, mind and consciousness, the heart is contaminated. Of course, originally, consciousness is pure. Soul is pure. Soul is Satchitananda. That's the nature of the soul. But when the soul comes in contact with this material world, is this material body, and the consciousness becomes contaminated. Just like the rainwater, in the sky it is clear. But when the rainwater come in contact with the soil, the land, and then the water become contaminated, polluted. Similarly, the soul also, by nature, it is pure. But because when the soul has come in contact with its body, with its material world, and then it is reflecting what kind of mood according to the three modes of nature, because the mind intelligence is polluted by the modes of nature. It reflects. So this is this is why this knowledge brings transformation of the heart, change of heart. Then one will be able to see. With his eyes we cannot see. Om Jnana Tivarandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishna speaks also in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4. Tadvidi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Soya Padikshantite Jnanam Jnaninas Tattvatari Darshina. Guru can show it, because we are all born in the darkness of ignorance. So Guru, with the torchlight of knowledge, can show us the path. It's called from darkness. We have to move from darkness to light. So what is that light? Krishna explained. To show them special mercy dwelling in their hearts, dissipate darkness with the shining lamp of knowledge. To show them special mercy, I dwelling in the heart, dissipate the darkness born of ignorance with the shining lamp of knowledge. Krishna is saying. So that's the real light. This is the real light. And this light, this knowledge, is a real light. And it is even more powerful than the sun. It's more powerful because it can dissipate darkness, which is very much inculcated in the heart. It goes inside the heart. Sunlight doesn't go inside the body or the heart, to the heart. But this knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita destroy, dissipated darkness of ignorance with the shining lamp of knowledge. Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita. So, and then we'll see when you read Bhagavad Gita also, after hearing the Chatur Sloka, Arjuna is also inspired. Becomes very inspired. Extremely inspired. Then his conclusion was, yes, Param Brahma Param Dham, Pavitra, that Krishna is all the Supreme Personality. And this is the result of hearing from a bona fide source. This is the result of hearing from the spiritual master. or this is also the result of also reading the Bhagavad Gita, that we can dissipate this darkness. So this is how the guidance is very, very important. I was saying in the beginning that nowadays, and King Luther said that there is guided missiles, what? Misguided man. And as a result, you can see the result nowadays. There's lots of suffering. People are struggling so much in life, and they don't know what to do, where to go, confused, disturbed, always. These are the qualities in Kali Yuga. Somebody, this verse, Acharya has explained, Manda Sumanda Matayo, lazy. Someone may say, I'm not lazy, I'm working so hard. People are working very hard. But then they say, if you're not lazy, then Sumanda, misguided. Somebody may say, I'm not lazy, I'm not misguided. Then they say, Manda Sumanda Upadruta. Manda Sumanda Matayo. Sumanda Matayo. You're always unfortunate, unlucky. Unlucky. Somebody said, but I'm not unlucky. But then he says at the end, always disturbed. Upadrata. Always disturbed. There's always some element in this material world which will bring disturbance to our life. So this human body is being given to us to achieve perfection. What is real perfection? So in fact, life is not misery. Life is not misery. Life is discovery. The discovery of real happiness, perfect peace. And life is beautiful. Life is blissful. If we know how to live. If we know how to live, and life becomes very blissful. So this Bhagavad Gita again, once again, it is a very important literature, especially for this Kali Yuga, where Krishna Bhagavan has given so many information, so many knowledge, so much knowledge there. Bhagavad Gita can enlighten the living entities. And at the end, Krishna explained, Sarva dharman parijam mamekam saranam antam sarva pavebhyo mokshaishami masucha. Masucha. Do not fear. Surrender to me. By surrendering, by following rules, regulations, that's the only way one can actually achieve happiness. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your attention. Is the timing okay?
Hare Krishna. Is there any question? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Do you have any question? Yes, Prabhu. How one can think of Krishna always. Now,
Okay.
you can just answer.
There, hearing? It's not. Yes, how can one think of Krishna? In chapter 8, Krishna explained Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. Ananyas, chapter 9, sorry. Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. Ejana Pariyupasate. Krishna explained Ananyas Chinta. Chintayanto Mam means Chinta. Always remember thinking of Krishna. Ananyas. Anya means the other. Ananyas means not the other. Exclusively Krishna. Chintanto mam yajana pariyupasate. Yugakshamam bahamiham. So what he does, those who think of me always, all the time, exclusively, what he does, he carry what you lack and protect what you have. But if you read Bhagavad Gita and most of the purport of Srila Prabhupada is giving the solution which Mahaprabhu has given. What is that? The chanting of the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram